Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. The National Weather Service issuing an urban and small stream flood advisory earlier today for western Kern County. Various locations experiencing flooding as Kern County sees its first wet, wintry weather.
From rain to snow, today's weather event impacting many around the county. We have team coverage across the county tonight. 23 ABC's Alex Bell was up in the mountains to see how residents in Bear Valley Springs are handling the first snow of the season. Emma Lockhart is live from Fraser Park with more on the weather conditions and how you can stay safe if you plan on enjoying the fresh snow.
Austin Westfall telling us how it's impacting traffic in the roads right here in Bakersfield right now. First, though, we'll start with meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at the conditions and what we can expect tonight and into later this week. Allison.
Well, we are going to be seeing that rain continue as we head into the evening hours, but a lot of viewers did bring in pictures of that snow from Pine Mountain Club. So this is from Jennifer Emmett. She is at 5,800 feet seeing that snow earlier today, and that was really the case across the mountains. And again, we are seeing some cells that are continuing to move down. It looks like Bakersfield could be seeing maybe a few more hundredths of an inch, but it looks like this is going to be the last of it, and then it will be pushing off to our east. But earlier today, we were seeing pockets of that heavy rainfall making its way into Bakersfield, and not as much rain falling in the desert as we thought. But again, that snow in the mountains. But we are seeing those temperatures well below freezing down near Fraser Park and Pine Mountain Club, and that's is only going to continue. So we have been tracking this winter storm warning that began at 4 a.m. today, continuing until tomorrow afternoon, because those temperatures are going to be staying below freezing. So we could be seeing icy roads in the morning, and again, maybe a little bit more snow in the early morning hours. So that's something that we are going to continue to track. But let's talk about these temperatures. Down 19 degrees from what we were feeling this time yesterday here in Bakersfield, as well as down in Fraser Park, and down 30 up in Kernville. So it is going to be a cold system continuing, but we are going to be seeing some clearing skies tomorrow. I'll let you know what that means for the chance of fog coming up next, but we are going to head over to Alex to talk more about the snow.
I'm here in Bear Valley Springs where you guys, it has been snowing all day. Take a look at this. Now I'm at an elevation of around 7,000 feet, and the higher I get, obviously there's a little bit more snow, but it is making visibility worse on the roads.
Beautiful snowflakes falling from heaven.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Bear Valley Springs today.
This is the first snowfall we've received this year.
Snow began falling in the early morning. Higher elevation saw around 3 inches of snow.
If you don't have four-wheel drive, don't attempt it, because you'll just get stuck and cause an accident, hurt yourself and someone else.
A mixture of snow and rain has been falling throughout the day, making road conditions slick and wet. Now in these higher elevations, like where I'm at right now, there is more snow, but as you guys can see behind me, visibility is becoming increasingly worse in those higher elevation areas. Garrett Milton says he didn't even attempt to go up the mountain to go home because of the treacherous conditions.
It does get pretty dangerous up there. There's sometimes the fog is only 5 inches in front of my car and I start freaking out. It takes me an hour to get home, so that's happened on a few occasions.
And I spoke to some other mountain residents, and their advice was,
just be safe, go slow, don't be in a hurry.
Other residents suggested packing extra supplies in your car just in case you get stuck.
I always carry a blanket, water, just in case I get stuck somewhere.
And as residents at higher elevations prepare for those cooler nights, they typically
run the wood stove.
The abrupt change in season has residents bundling up and preparing for what's to come. I'm Alex Bell for 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Well, a lot of the snow here in Fraser Park has melted earlier today. This entire area was covered in snow. It truly looked like a winter wonderland, and a lot of the locals that I spoke to excited waking up to that sight. But the first winter storm of the season didn't come without some trouble. Mother Nature quickly turning Pine Mountain Club and Fraser Park into a winter wonderland.
So serene. It's beautiful, especially, during this season.
Locals waking up to their town covered in snow following the first wet storm of the season Wednesday. A perk for some local children who got a snow day.
Well, we haven't had snow in a while, so I was happy. Me too. I'm like, no school!
but a major headache for others. Heavy snow in Pine Mountain Club shutting down Potrero Highway Wednesday morning. Some cars even stuck in the snow. Officials say it's possible drivers were unable to get out before roadways cleared and left their cars behind. But that didn't stop others from enjoying the beautiful scenery. Some families from out of town venturing into the mountains for a peek at the fresh snow.
Honestly, when we were driving up here, it was almost like being in the Eastern Sierras. I mean, it was so beautiful, it's tranquil. Man, how can you not love this?
However, CHP officials want to remind people to be respectful if they plan on visiting.
The snow melts and we have layers upon layers of just litter, dirty diapers, soda cans, pizza boxes, broken up pieces of people's sleds.
And with the first major snowfall impacting the area, people are gearing up for the season.
So we had, people come in, get some gloves, some snow gear, some sleds, and of course, hot cocoa.
Putting many in the holiday spirit a little early.
Maybe go sledding over by our house. Yeah. Just maybe sit by the fire and watch a couple movies.
Now, officials also want to remind people to take it easy on those roadways and have chains ready if you are headed up to those higher elevations. Now, it looks like Fraser Park and Pine Mountain Club won't see any more snow tomorrow, but those roadways are expected to be icy, so you want to stay safe on those roadways. I'm going to send things over to 23 ABC's Austin Westfall with a look at the weather conditions in Bakersfield. Austin?
Thanks, Emma. Today's rains left the roads in Bakersfield feeling slippery and potentially dangerous for anybody who is speeding through them. Now, I'm on the 58 on-ramp from H Street where a cement truck overturned this afternoon. Crews just finished cleaning up this incident and the on-ramp is now open. Now, here's the scene a couple hours ago showing the cement truck overturned on the on-ramp. Again, the road is open now, but it was closed for hours, as you can see. It was pretty disastrous. Then there was this crash this morning involving 3 vehicles, including a Kern County Sheriff's Deputy Cruiser. According to CHP, a car spun onto the 99 southbound from Rosedale on-ramp. The driver's car landed in the opposite direction on the first lane where a deputy was driving and struck the vehicle. Another vehicle was driving on the 99, was also involved in the crash. Now, all involved in that crash left with minor injuries. I also saw a couple of incidents myself as I drove around the city today. CHP says they typically respond to about 20 incidents a day, but as of today, around 1:30 p.m., they were already up to nearly 50, including one incident involving a crossing guard in Oildale.
We had a vehicle that was traveling southbound on Airport Drive. It was trying to make that left turn onto eastbound Roberts Lane. Took it way too fast for the slippery roadway conditions. Left the roadway, drove onto the sidewalk where the crossing guard was, and the crossing guard was struck. He received possibly a broken leg and was transported to Kern Medical.
CHP says the crossing guard was hit in the area of Beardsley Elementary School. Now, Officer Rodriguez says that most incidents involving rain are caused by speeding. We'll have more coming up on 23 ABC News on 6 on how you can drive safely in wet conditions. In Bakersfield, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, thanks, Austin. Taking in the Live Center now, talking about the traffic conditions. Where Austin's out on the 58, you can see behind him, traffic is moving smoothly. You can see all green on the 58. That's good news at this hour, especially considering after a storm like we've had today. The 99 is a little red, expected with construction. But if you take a look at this, we are all green through Metro Bakersfield. That is good news today, given these conditions with potential for flooding and icy roads. I want to talk about a power outage that happened today in the Rosedale area. It affected nearly 6,000 customers. Good news, the power is back on to many folks tonight. Just some spotty outages. This one here affecting about 200 customers in the Rosedale area. Power out south of the 58 as well. So kind of some leftover remnants of this storm we're dealing with right now. One school closure to tell you about. This one's in near Pine Mountain Club. This is Peak to Peak Mountain Charter. They were closed today. No word yet on any school closures for tomorrow. We'll, of course, keep you updated. Jess.
Well, check this photo out that was posted by CHP Fort Tejon. Potrero Highway was closed today. As you can tell, there's an obvious reason there. There was some heavy snow. Of course, we want to let you know that if you have any pictures of today's weather event or videos, be sure to email them to us at news@kero.com. And of course, we'll have more updates on your weather later in the newscast. And as always, you can find it on our social media platforms. We have an update on the crash near Santa Clarita involving a woman and her 2 children from Bakersfield. CHP Newhall says the 2-year-old in the car has died. The CHP says 31-year-old Nan Zhang was driving and speeding through an intersection Monday, somehow avoiding other cars, but taking out a stoplight and slamming into a tree. The car then burst into flames. A 6-year-old in the car, identified as Kathleen Lopez, died Monday. Zhang and the 2-year-old were transported to the hospital with major injuries. At last check, the mother is still alive. Now, according to CHP Newhall, as of now, no charges have been filed against her, and they have ruled out DUI. CHP says the mother was not wearing clothes at the time of the crash, and the investigation is ongoing.
Bakersfield police searching for a man accused of burglarizing Dewar's candy shop in downtown Bakersfield. According to BPD, it happened Monday around 1 a.m. Police say the suspect, pictured here, is a man about 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 175 pounds, with a mustache, wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and blue jeans. If you have any information about the burglary or you can identify that suspect, call police 327-7111.
Entrepreneurs and business owners learning more about how to use social media to engage with consumers during a social media workshop held by the city of Tehachapi. Public Information Officer Key Budge spoke to us earlier about the event.
You have to evolve, and with new businesses, and especially with a younger demographic, you have to look and see where people get their information. They are getting it mobilely via their phone, their iPads, their tablets, and they still get it the traditional way, but it's more pieces of the pie have been split up.
More than 40 people attended the workshop yesterday in Tehachapi. Budge said it was standing room only. He also added that business owners from Bakersfield also took part in the event. City officials say it was all about how they can better reach and engage their audience.